Hello everyone, today I am making a donut bread pudding with some leftover donuts. I had 12 leftover donuts, actually a few more from an event I had a few days ago, and I'm going to take them and cut them into quarters to add into a custard that we're going to make. And to make that custard, what you are going to need are 3 large eggs. Put them in a large bowl, make sure they're room temperature. To that, add some milk. I use 2% milk. You can use whole milk, heavy whipping cream, half and half, but 2% work just fine for me, so give it a try. Now you're going to take your milk and pour it into the bowl with your eggs. Grab a whisk, or if you don't have a whisk, a fork will work just fine. Okay, so now you've got your milk and your eggs in your bowl, and you are going to combine it together, and this is your custard that is going to go over your cut up donut pieces. Break up all those yolks, make sure it's very nicely combined. Next, you're going to take some vanilla extract. I use imitation, but if you have the real deal, go ahead and use it. I like to save mine for the more fancy pastries. Also, a sprinkle of cinnamon to your taste. I didn't measure that. And then whisk that all together so that you can get all of those items mixed in nicely together. Okay, so here we have it, our pile of stale, glazed, sprinkled, or confetti donuts. We have our custard here with the eggs, milk, vanilla, and cinnamon. And this is the original product. There's a few more that I actually have left. And so now we see our components all here together, and we are going to take our donut pieces. We're going to put them inside the bowl with the custard. So make sure you grab every single one. And one thing about this is you want to make sure that all of them are nicely soaked in. You have the custard in every single piece, so you don't have any dry pieces. And yes, she's using her hands because this is for family, but if you're making this for a crowd, I definitely suggest you use gloves. Now, spray your baking dish with Pam, and you want to make sure it's a deep baking dish because you don't want a bread pudding that's too shallow. You want to have a lot of beautiful layers in your bread pudding. And then you can see here she's just scooping it out. This is my daughter Sydney scooping out the donut pieces into the baking dish. And again, if you want a larger portion, then just use more donuts and a larger baking dish. But this is really rich, and it will definitely be enough to satisfy at least, I would say, 6 to 8 people, maybe even more. Okay, so now that we are done putting the donuts into the baking dish, just make sure all your custard is in there. Press down slightly on it so that you can have a nice, smooth finish. And this is what it should look like. You want to set your oven to 350 degrees, let it preheat, and you are going to cook your bread pudding for 40 minutes. And voila, this is what the end product looks like. Can't have a donut without glaze, so we're going to make a glaze topping with a cup of confectioner's sugar, 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk. If you want to use 2, it'll be a little bit thicker. I use 3. And you are going to add a dash of vanilla extract and stir. Now take that delicious glaze and pour it all over your warm bread pudding, making sure that the glaze gets into every nook and cranny. We even used a small spoon to make sure it could pour down the sides of our bread pudding, and it smells delicious. And this is your end product. Once all that glaze has soaked in there, and now you are ready to eat, so grab a spoon, a plate, some ice cream, and you're ready to go. So here we are with the original made into a delicious donut bread pudding. It's definitely worth a try. So I hope you try it. If you do, comment down below. Let me know what kind of donuts you use. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for visiting my channel.